Happy Saturday, everybody. So today the Florida Gators are on a bye week, so I'm gonna do my best friend's team colors. Ohio State. I'm not gonna go overboard because I don't want people to think I'm actually a fan of Ohio State. I'm just supporting a friend. So I'm gonna do a red lip to kind of highlight that I'm cheering for, you know, somebody's team, a red team, really. I'm gonna do my whole face today, which I normally don't do on my videos, but since I'm doing a lip, I thought it would be important to show all of, show how I do my whole face. I am gonna start with a concealer before I even put on anything. I did put on a primer earlier, so that's where we're at. Now I'm just gonna add a little bit of concealer. I've got a flat tip brush for the concealer, and I'm gonna always put it under my eye. Like I didn't sleep that well last night, so I'm just gonna put a little bit on under my eye, cover up the black parts, look alive. It looks excessive, but this is just super easy. This is Anastasia concealer 1.0 cash. I don't know. How can you, I mean, some of these colors, I don't know what we're looking at. It's lighter than my skin. It also has kind of a yellow undertone. I have kind of olive, so yellow kind of helps. You could put this on with your finger or sponge. I'm gonna blot it with a sponge, but I always like putting it on with a brush. For whatever reason, I don't know. It's just one of those habits you pick up and you don't really even know why you do it half the time. But that's just my routine, so that's what I'm doing. All right, then I'm gonna take a sponge. And I'm just gonna go in there and blot it. Well, rub it, blot it, whatever. Just try to, don't want to take it off because you can take too much off, but I just want to give my under eyes like a film. I sometimes put a little bit on the lid of my eyes too. Kind of helps, like a primer for the eye makeup. Doesn't have to be perfect because I am going to put foundation on over it. Kind of gets clumpy, I guess, sometimes, but whatever. I'm gonna put the foundation on with a brush. Okay, next I'm gonna do a foundation. I found this It Cosmetics, like a CC cream in medium. It has a SPF 50 anti-aging hydrating syrup. It's like not as thick as a regular foundation, so I find it to be more sheer, and it doesn't like seep into my wrinkles, I guess. All right, and I also use a brush. I use like a concealer brush. Well, guess I need some more because it's getting low. Okay. Just put a little bit on the brush and I dab it kind of evenly around my face. It's gonna look like a lot, but I always blend it way past the chin. You don't want your face a different color than your neck if you can help it, because then it's obvious you're wearing a ton of makeup. I don't want it to be obvious. I want it to look as natural as possible. Just want it to even out the skin tone, go way back behind my ears. See, and I'm basically covering up that concealer, but it gave me like a nice base so it reflects more light. If I just put the concealer or the foundation on top of the concealer, then the foundation on top of just my bags, it wouldn't reflect as much light. You want it to reflect light. The darkness of the bags in your eyes wouldn't reflect light. I try not to get it in my eyebrows because I'm gonna have to just take it off later, but I am gonna show you some tricks with my eyebrows too. I pay special attention on my nose, my lips, just so everything looks blended. Put a lot on the brush, so I'm just gonna blend it until it doesn't look cakey or whatever. Okay. Still some shine, that's fine. I'm gonna put blush and shimmer on later, so it'll all work out. Next, I'm going to put some finishing powder on. I'm gonna put quite a bit under my eyes because now that I put the foundation on, my face is a little sticky, and I'm gonna put glitter on my eyelid, and if the glitter falls off my eyelid to my face, now that it's sticky, I'm gonna have a really hard time getting it off. So I'm just gonna put a lot of powder underneath my eye. Only underneath my eye, really, because I don't want this all over my face. Something underneath there, okay. And kind of dries out the foundation, and then I could brush away the glitter a lot more easily. Okay, now time for glitter. So Ohio State's colors are red and like a silverish. It's almost not quite silver, it's more of a gray. I'm gonna put the silver on my eyelids though. So to put the glitter on, I use liquid sugar. It's kind of sticky. It has the consistency of water, almost. But then it dries hard. Maybe like a light nail polish, I don't know. But sticking glitter to it works. You can see some of the foundation coming off on the Q-tip, which is fine, whatever. So I just applied it just on my eyelid all the way up to the crease. And I have some of my silver glitter on the plate, and I'm just going to use my fingers to apply it. Let's see. I'll show you what I'm using in a second. I don't want the liquid sugar to dry till the glitter's on it, so. With my finger, I feel like I can control where it goes a little more. Sometimes your brush will flick and then you'll have glitter, who knows where. Glitter somewhere you don't want it. I kind of made it thicker by my lashes, and then as the glitter comes off my finger, then I work it kind of up in the crease. I want to fill in any gaps that I see. Alright, when I think it's good, keep it closed. I have a little fan. I'm going to dry it as good as I can. You can kind of tell when it dries. You can use a blow dryer. You can tell it's dry when it doesn't feel like cool anymore. So I can tell some of it's dry, but maybe by my eyelids where it's, or my lashes where it's a little thicker, it's not quite dry yet. If you don't dry it before, then it could get cakey or go into your creases. I think that's good. And that doesn't look so good, so try to dry it. Alright, now I'm going to put some liquid sugar on my other eye. I know glitter's everywhere, I'll fix that later. Going all the way up to the crease this time. I know in a previous video it didn't go this high, but it's okay. I'm not going too overboard with the glitter. I don't know. This probably looks like overboard to some people, but it's not overboard for me. So I'd take it up higher if I'm not doing too much. Plus I'm gonna have a red lip. This finger, my middle finger, already has too much glitter on it, so now I'm getting this one covered in glitter, so whatever. again, kind of try to get it in the corner of my eye the best I can, and then when I feel like it's saturated by my lash line, I then work up a little higher than my crease again. The excess glitter will fall off eventually. Alright, I'm gonna get a little bit more glitter on my plate. I've almost used up all my extra fingers. It's okay. I'm just trying to make it as symmetrical as possible. So I'm constantly comparing one eye to the other. I mean, it looks a little off right now, but I can kind of see where I can clean it up before I start blinking too much. I'll dry it. Again, I can feel it kind of slowly drying from the top down. Okay, get a tissue, try to clean up my fingers a little bit so I don't put glitter everywhere. Oh, too late, it's everywhere. Okay. Next, I'm gonna get a Q-tip. Now that it's dry, it's gonna come off a lot easier, so. Clean it up underneath my eyes a little bit. Really just make sure that I'm not worried about this right now. I'm gonna get that later. Just gonna make sure that by my eye it's even. Okay, now the top. I don't want a hard line. I'm not trying to draw clown eyes or anything like that necessarily. You can. I'm just trying to get the excess to give it the general shape. It's a little crazier on this side, that's alright. It's easier to come off with a brush. Okay. So, with a brush, a dry brush, I put the powder on so it should come off pretty easy under my eye. I squinch the bristles together and then it like is able to get under the pieces of glitter and lift it off the surface. That's what it seems like it's doing anyway. Come back up here, clean it up. Get the excess off so you don't have it everywhere. You will have it everywhere. It's okay. Just as long as it's mostly here and mostly not anywhere else. It'll be fine. Yeah, it's a little bit. Okay. So sparkly from across the room. Blinking. Hey. That's what it's gonna be about. And the mascara is gonna just make it complete. But before I do that, so my eyebrows, I'm gonna do my eyebrows a little bit. When I do concealer, I get concealer on my eyebrows, so then I have to put something in my eyebrows. I used to have really thick eyebrows as a kid, and just over the time after getting them waxed so many times, they just got thin and they never grew back. So moral of the story, don't over pluck your eyebrows. I line up the edge of my eyebrow, I mean it kind of is like that anyway, with my nose. But I'm not going to do anything weird. I'm not going to fill them in necessarily. I'm just going to go underneath my current eyebrows, just like that, to give it more of a defining line. And I went to I'm not gonna name names, I guess. I went to a makeup store once and they tried to color match me. They're like, well, your eyebrows are black. We're gonna give you black. And then I did my eyebrows. I'm like, ugh, I do not want, just because I have black eyebrows doesn't mean I want to pencil in black eyebrows. So this is a dark brown. Also Anastasia Brow Wiz. It's real thin pencil, mechanical pencil. So anyway, I always like to go a shade lighter than my actual eyebrow color because I do not want black eyebrows. I already dyed my hair blonde, so why not make my eyebrows a little bit lighter? I don't know. And this is the ultimate cheat in my mind. Okay, so it looks semi-even, symmetrical. That's the goal. Sometimes I do a little wispy, whatever, fill this in just a tiny bit, but you'll see the magic that's about to happen in a second. Don't need to go crazy. Then, just a clean brush. And I'm gonna really get in there and try to blur that line that I just created. Be careful not to go too up or too low, because you're gonna get some stuff on your brush. You don't want to all of a sudden create bushy eyebrows. I just want to blend that line up in my brows so it kind of fills it in and it makes a more defined brow. But I didn't go crazy, just that one line. Same thing on this side. Just blur the line you created. Okay, and then, if you wanted to put whatever eyebrow gel, they make all sorts of fancy stuff. You do that too. I don't. I mean, I see some little areas I could fill in, but I'm not going for that. I don't want super thick eyeshadow and super thick eyebrows and a red lip. I'm trying to create some balance. Okay, still have glitter all over me, FYI. That's okay. Next, I'm going to do some mascara. When I'm applying this mascara, more glitter is going to come off, so that's why I really haven't done anything else with my face yet. So, always get the little end piece clean when you pour your mascara out. For my bottom lashes, I always do my bottom lashes first. Okay. Probably have enough on. Here, I'll flip the brush over and do my other bottom lash. I kind of move the brush side to side so my lashes get wedged in between the bristles. And more mascara goes on. Make sure it's symmetrical. Got a little bit of mascara underneath. A little Q-tip while it's still wet. Try not to smudge it, my goodness. Okay, bottom lashes to the top lashes. I'm gonna really spin it around. I'm using Man Eater mascara. I keep the little blob of mascara on the end and smash it in my lashes. Really coat them with a lot of mascara. No such thing as not enough or too much mascara in my mind. So after you smudge it all in, then you just comb it all out. I feel like it doesn't dry as quick when I put that much on. Because sometimes if you just do a little bit, then it dries, then you're trying to unclump lashes, and then that just goes sideways quick. Okay, next eye, get a clump, smash it in. I really focus on these outside corners. Make sure it's even. I feel like I have more on my left eye for whatever reason. Now I could go in and put a black liner on my waterline or something, but I'm just gonna leave it. I don't want it to be too much. Okay, and then last is, well, not last, next is going to be a little bit of blush. Glitter is everywhere, by the way, if you needed to know. I'm gonna take just a little bit of blush and put it on my cheekbones, just a little bit. I want it to go kind of in my hairline too. I want it on my cheekbones like I was in the sun, and the sun is, that's going to be the highest point that it's going to hit. I'm not going to come all the way over. It's like I don't want a sunburn. I just want it to be kind of sun-kissed. Just a little bit. This is a Lancome palette. Oh gosh. Blush, subtle, shimmer, maybe? Peach Lingerie is the name. I think. If that lines up. Again, just a little bit on my cheekbone into the hairline. For some reason, I feel like I always put more blush on this side than this side. Looks kind of like that right now. I don't know. Hard to tell. I have my right eye is dominant, so I don't know if it's lying to me or what. But so I try not to make it too dramatic. Come over a little bit. I almost want to go like just halfway. And then I always do just a shimmer. Have another Anastasia palette. Summer Shimmer. It's in a sun dipped palette. I love this stuff. And it's the lightest one, the shimmer. And then I'm gonna pretty much go on top of that blush. I don't want to like cover it up. I want to go the next level up, like blush here, shimmer here. There's going to be some overlap, which is fine because then it doesn't look right. Just enough. Same thing on this side. See, shimmer, blush. And then sometimes just to kind of even it all out, put a little shimmer on my forehead. I don't want to look sweaty, but whatever. Shimmer on my forehead, shimmer on my nose. Glitter everywhere. I mean, you see glitter all over my face, but if I was gonna leave the house, you know, today or later, I would go in with a brush and just get it all off, you know, it's not a big deal. I'm not gonna bore you with cleaning up every piece of glitter, but a brush is definitely the way to go. Okay. Next is, and last, is lip. I'm gonna do a bright red lip. So the best trick you can take from this video is putting the lip liner all over your lips, not just lining your lips. So I'm gonna go right under my lip, pretty much on the edge. I'm careful not to go too deep in this crease. I don't want to, I don't know, sometimes it can color outside the lines over there. Now before I did this video, I did a sugar scrub on my lips, because when you're wearing a bright color like this, it inevitably just gets in all the creases, and my lips always get kind of chapped, so try to scrub all the dead skin off. And it also moisturizes. It almost feels like waxy when I'm done. So for the top, I really don't color outside the lines of my lips. I've seen sometimes when folks kind of color outside the lines. I don't prefer that. I'm just making sure it looks the outside, not the inside. It's symmetrical. And then color it in. I don't want to go too far inside of my mouth because that's when you get lipstick all over your teeth. That's definitely not cute. that's just the lip liner. Your lipstick will stay a lot longer when you do this. And then I have a red, this lip liner was a Kim Kardashian West Beauty lip liner, red 1. It works. And this red lipstick, wow, I'm bad. I don't even know. Oh, Lancome, red stiletto. I thought it was Lancome, but I just could not read it. Then I'm just gonna put the lipstick on over the lip liner. The lip liner is really dry, so you need a lipstick to go over it. I feel like I'd go out and be a showgirl right now. That's kind of the whole point. When you do this kind of makeup, you are looking for attention. And I have it on my teeth. Another trick that I've been doing forever is after you put lipstick on, it's gonna look weird, and I still have glitter all over me, so whatever. I just take my finger and I, like that, and you can tell like the inside of my lipstick came off like that. It's on my teeth, whatever. You can do that a couple more times. I typically blot, just lightly, get off the excess. Okay. To finish off the look, I've got a nice surprise ribbon. So I love ribbon, and I love tying bows and everything else. I just ordered ribbon, and then I thought it was weird that today was the bye week and Ohio State was playing, and I ordered red ribbon. I was like, okay, well now that means I was meant to do a bow today. So when I tie a bow, I'm gonna put it in my hair. When I tie a bow, I want the part that's hanging down, that's not tied in the bow part, but the part that's hanging down, not as long as my hair, but pretty long. And this is why I like rolls ribbon, because then you can cut it to length. So I'm gonna assume this is how much is gonna be tied in a bow, maybe, and then this is probably gonna what hangs down. So you probably can't even see what I'm doing, but it's about 3 feet long. Okay. At the end of the ribbon, I'm gonna cut it at a diagonal, like that. Okay. And this is a new spool, so I'm gonna also cut this end. Now, the worst thing in the world, not really, but in my mind, is you don't want your ribbon to be fraying at the end. So I'm gonna use a lighter. Kids, don't try this at home. Ask your mom to do it, especially since you're gonna be holding a flame close to your face. So you're gonna just melt the end a little bit, and you're not gonna have to touch really the flame to the ribbon too much. Just singe it a tiny bit, and then I just plop it dry. It's not too hot to the touch. And now it's not gonna fray. It's that easy. And then the other side. If you actually hold the flame to the ribbon, it'll turn black at the end. And you can see how it's starting to fray right there, and you probably can't at all. Well, it is, trust me. Just singe it a little bit. See, I'm not even touching, but it's melting. I can see it. I don't know if you can see it, but okay. Another trick when you're tying ribbon in your hair, tie it around like you normally would. Bring it forward. Make sure it's even and tie it. Then take one end and put it underneath your hair tie. Like that. You probably can't see that at all. It's underneath the hair tie. So it's gonna stay. And then you're gonna tie another knot. How many times have you seen somebody walking around with a ribbon falling out of their hair and they don't know it because their ponytail's still up? This not coming out, period. So I tied it around again, so now not a chance it's coming out. And then I just tie a bow. Okay. There's the bow. Now I'm ready to go. All right, everybody, just because your team's having a bye week doesn't mean you can't get dressed up and support some of your friends' teams. All right, see you next Saturday. Thanks everybody. Bye.